Um, there are certain expectations while you're off duty in Haven. Be polite, be friendly, be respectful of the people there. Try and make some friends, get to know some of the settlers, but don't head outside of town without authorization, as most of the planet has not been explored yet. Do have some time to have fun, but don't overdo it. You know, follow policies and procedures for leave and so forth. Um, so you guys are free to head into town, but before that, I need to know what your downtime activity has been for the past little bit. You can do things like hang out in the mess hall and chat with folks to get bonuses to charisma. You can spend time on at the shooting range to increase your um, skill with your weapons, things like that. So, is there anything particular that you guys want to um, have done during your downtimes between sessions?
Hmm. You have anything in mind?
For me,
Each
I
of
think
you
I would
can
have
do your
been,
own thing too.
yeah, I would have been hanging around the mess hall, mainly because we lost our diplomat, got reassigned, so
Okay.
try to beef up some of my interpersonal skills
All right.
and not just be a nerdy engineer.
So you
Uh,
want to be a Daniel Jackson, not a Rodney McKay.
Yes, a Daniel Jackson that makes things go boom.
I mean, Daniel definitely made some things go boom in his time.
True, but yes, that is the route I'm trying to take.
I guess, is there a downtime action for uh, working with medics and stuff like that, like in
Yeah, you
the
could spend time
infirmary?
in the sick bay and you know get some bonuses to your medical checks and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, give me 2 seconds here. All right, so I made a note to remember those things. Um, so right now it's only a +1 because that's the level of facilities that you guys have unlocked. But as you go along, you can unlock more facilities and more um, bonus for those. But still, +1 to those is not a bad thing. All right, so you guys head on into town. Oxide and Dahl says that they'll catch up with you a little bit later. And when you get into town, you find that there seems to be a bit of a festival or something going on. There seems to be some folks playing some games. There's some construction activity going on, as well as some cooking. So you can pick some of these activities to take part in to try and um, gain some goodwill with the folks of Haven. So the first thing that's going on is there looks like there's a pickup game of a combination of soccer and basketball. It is a Jaffa game known as Puaro.
Johnny, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you know how to play this game?
I don't know. Let me find out. Do I know how to play this game?
So that would actually be a culture check rather than history. Should be the same, but you might be proficient in culture.
No, that's the same.
It's the same.
I think it's probably the original 10 instead of the 9. Since there's a re I don't. Yeah.
It doesn't matter that much to me. This is something that you've seen played. The whole goal is you. Did you ever see the inking game where you use like your hips, your feet, and everything else to try and get a ball through a hoop on the sidelines?
I believe so, yes.
That's basically what this game is. It's just no beheadings at the end.
Ah, okay, cool. Good news, no one dies. But this is more of like a game where it's a mix of like soccer and basketball, no football. But you're trying to get the ball through the hoop, but anything is permitted.
I see, so you are aware of this game. Then would you like to join me?
Sure.
Well then, I will take you upon my team. And my team, whatever team they have. But we should play together. It will increase our camaraderie.
That sounds good.
All right. So you guys see that it looks like one of the leaders of the group of Jaffa just finished up a set and he's looking for some folks to play against. So you guys go over to give him a bit of a challenge, and he grabs one of his allies to do that. So I need athletics checks from each of you to see how you do at this game.
Can I do more acrobatics?
Nope, this is definitely an athletics case.
See, this is the roly thingy here, right?
All right. Bad news, neither of you scored a good goal. Good news, the other team didn't score any goals. So let's go.
Sweet.
Let's keep going.
It has been some time since I played. Please forgive my two left feet.
Ah, okay.
All right.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's pretending to be a shark? I forgot the name of the game. A ringer.
Sure, you can. You're not really sure.
Okay.
I mean, you know he's a Jaffa, so he's there. It's very likely he's played this game before growing up.
All right.
Yeah, first time around, I'm fumbling down. I'm tripping. I'm like, he looks a little frustrated, and then he just takes a moment, focuses, and the next set, guess does well. I don't know, with 18.
Yeah, no, that gets you a point. So all right,
Nice.
third round.
After he scores, I'll give Eltok a high five.
Nice.
These high fives are indeed one of the first times I've had it.
All right. So you guys score a couple more goals this round to the chagrin of Latata, is the Jaffa leader and his compatriot. And at this point, they acknowledge that your guys' victory, as there is no way that they will score enough goals in the fourth round to be able to beat your score.
Very cool. I would like to try and teach Eltok. Oh, first, start over. Eltok, have you heard of the human custom called a chest bump?
I have loved to try one of these things before.
Let's do it.
All right.
Would you like acrobatics, or do we just do it?
Let's try acrobatics because I think Eltok is gonna try to put all his effort into it and be like, yes, I really want to enjoy this.
All right, you guys do a respectable chest bump. Now, the thing that I need is strength checks from both of you.
Oh no. Okay.
This is where it all goes wrong.
All right, so you guys chest bump, and Johnny, as you come back down, you've been hit so hard, you hit the ball that is laying on the ground because you got knocked backwards, and you just end up laying on the dirt. Kind of more bruised pride than anything, but
I meant to do that.
I see. I'll remember this.
Yes,
so
that's custom.
now Eltok believes that part of this chest bump ritual is somebody ends up on the ground.
Yes.
And wants to and now you want to continue doing that and keep bumping into these people until somebody ends up on the ground.
This is the kind of cultural exchange we need.
So this is a show of dominance as well as camaraderie. I like this.
Yes. I will do better next time. I was going easy on you, but next time, I got you.
As McRib basically goes, my spleen.
I do not do a very good job of hiding how much pain I'm in.
You're not in a whole lot of pain, more of just shock and out of breath.
I put my hand down to help you back up.
All right. Thank you, Eltok. Is there anything else you'd like to do around here? Maybe, perhaps.
It does look like somebody has set up a makeshift dartboard that you could go try your hand at some darts.
Ooh.
There's also some folks. Looks like they're trying to build a playground for some of the kids that have found themselves resettled here. The Arturan Enclave. See, you can hear sounds of poetry readings and stuff like that. And there's also a large cooking spit set up out in the central area. Looks like they're trying to cook some interesting looking crustacean fish things. The name you hear bandied around is tuna shrimp.
I've yet worked up an appetite.
Me neither. Do I smell any Cajun spices?
Oh, there's all kinds of spices. It's not necessarily Cajun, since they're using whatever spices each different group has brought and is growing. But
all right. Eltok, have you heard of a game called darts?
I'm afraid I have to say I have not.
Well, you see, it's kind of like it's an accuracy competition where you have that little dartboard, there's colors on it, and your goal is to try and get 500. I believe it's 520 points, and you have 3 darts, and you're trying to score points. And you each have rounds, and you're trying to. I'm not very good at explaining it, but it's a lot of fun, and if you're really accurate, your skill shines through. And seeing your accuracy at we just played, I think I got an eye for talent.
Okay, then let's just join in this darts.
Yes.
Right. As you get there, it seems that there's a few other NCOs hanging out, playing. They see you and kind of make room for you guys if you want to start up a game, or if you want to play with them. It's up to you.
I think we'll play a game the first round, and
So
then
you're just gonna
challenge
play
them
with
the
each
next.
other, and then
Yeah.
okay.
That way, Eltok can figure out how it works.
Sounds good. All right, so I need a sleight of hand check from each of you as you are trying to fire these darts.
I would say I'm good at this, but apparently not.
All right. Well, apparently the student has surpassed the master.
Yes.
Eltok, you get yourself. It's not a bullseye, but it's definitely it's like one of those triple 20 bands. Meanwhile, Johnny, you're throwing, and you hear a yelp from the guy next at the board next to you guys, who is trying to retrieve his darts.
Sorry, there was a fly.
Are we
Make me
supposed to attack
make me a
people with these
deception
darts?
check. You you totally are like, yeah, sorry, there was a fly, and as you walk over there to pull the dart out, you realize that there is actually a fly whipped in through the wings to the wall. And you're not quite sure if you could ever do that again.
Your accuracy is incredible.
Even if somebody took a
Flip the
dead
wings of a
fly and
fly?
like stuck it on the wall, you're not sure you could ever make that shot again.
Yes, I was trained by the master, Mr. Miyagi.
Ah, this Mr. Miyagi. I would really wish to learn from him one day.
Ah,
Your
yes.
accuracy is impeccable.
Thank you. He taught me a lot of waxing on and waxing off.
And this waxing, is that a specific thing to attack the flies of wings?
No, that was more of chopsticks, but this is a adaptation of his technique. It's all about dexterity. It's in the fingertips to the wrist.
You know,
So
that
as you
makes me
would chop
think
trees.
something I would love to see would be Mr. Miyagi and Braytac sitting down having a joint training session at some point.
I think the best part too is my character is trained in martial arts.
Yeah. All right. So that was the practice round. Now let's get serious here. You know,
Let's get serious. Let's challenge that other group.
Oh
Okay.
yes, and I walk over to the other group. My companion here, Johnny, has been trained by Mr. Miyagi. He is one of the best and most accurate dart players. Shall you join us for ultimate defeat?
Make me a performance check, please. You realize that most of them are trying their best to keep a straight face, but for whatever reason, they're really having a hard time, and a couple of them are just like trying their best and kind of snorting. Some of them turn around and start coughing, looking away from you, kind of like choking, almost coughing.
Are you infirmed? I learned a few medical techniques in order to deal with lung capacity.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I do not know how fine you are. Maybe you are not ready to experience darts like we have.
Yeah. I think you better let Miyagi's star pupil there have the dartboard to himself.
This is regrettable. I really wish to challenge my skills against others of your kind.
Well, yeah, that's okay. Let me. I'm trying to find some notes. You do see a human woman step forward. She does not look to be one of the Earth humans. She looks like one of the Tolan refugees. She says, I'll give your Miyagi master student a shot."
Johnny, please display your epic talents.
At
Yes.
this point, the Air Force members all start choking and coughing again.
This is either going to go really good or really bad. I love it. All right, I step up to the plate and throw a few darts.
Well, your first one is a very good one. The Tolan woman just barely scores higher than you, though. Oh, in the first round.
Gotta loosen up my wrist a little bit. All right, and I step up, square my shoulders, and throw a dart. And
Well, you get a better shot than she does, so you're slightly in the lead now.
very cool. All right, I'm gonna look over and see if anyone's still snickering or laughing at me.
Oh, they're coughing and choking and everything else, and you can tell they're trying to hide their laughter. You get the feeling what it is Eltok walked over with like a perfectly straight face and said you were a student of Master Miyagi, and they all know that's a TV character, but they're trying
and they also know that I lied.
Yeah, they're trying not to be rude to the Jaffa who probably doesn't know any better.
True. And I'll throw my last dart, and I'm like kind of cringing, but like I hope that's enough.
You eke out a win. Let me just total this up here. 33. So you had 430 to 350.
All right, so not too bad.
Nope. I'm just multiplying your dice roll or your total scores by 10 and calling it a day. Hey, for scoring.
Yep.
Makes life easy.
Yep.
But
I would like to.
The Tolan woman introduces herself as Hanare. She's one of the leaders of the Tolan community here in town.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Hanare. My name is
Right in the middle of his sentence, I run up to him and chest bump him.
You're totally caught off guard by this, Johnny. So make me a strength saving throw. Make me a strength check, please.
Okay. Where are you?
Hi.
Hello.
Am I late?
Little bit. I think we were scheduled to start at 1, but you're good.
Wait, do I get an advantage because he wasn't paying attention?
Please say no.
Please say yes.
No,
you fall down.
You don't get that. But okay. You don't fall down because you're planning it, but he sees you coming enough and is able to brace. So,
congratulations, Johnny! You have again been victorious.
Thank you, Eltok. Thank you.
Oh wait, sorry. And he falls to the ground. Since he didn't fall to the ground, I fall to the ground.
Oh, Oxide, you missed out on that one. You'll have to get them to explain or go watch the video for what's going on there.
Thank you, Johnny.
Your name is Johnny. I am Eltok.
Oh, sorry. Thank you, Eltok. Sorry, I'm discombobulated. Thank you. Oxide, it is a pleasure to meet you. Please, this is meet I apologize. I forgot in the middle of all of the. May I have your name again, ma'am? That was a pleasure playing darts against you.
Hanare.
Hanare. This is one of our friends and teammates, Oxide. You've met Eltok. And as I say that, I'm going to reach down and help Eltok to his feet.
I take his hand and pull myself up with his help.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Sweet.
And I will turn to Oxide and mouth. I'll explain later.
So
Good.
you guys have been sent into town that is there on the planet near the base. Kind of as it's a refugee settlement / support area for the town. They kind of have some things going on that they're prepping and getting ready for. It looks like some kind of little party type thing. But you guys have been asked to kind of head into town, get to know some of the locals, build some goodwill, things like that.
Okay.
So they've done a few things with like some dart games and kind of a combination of basketball and soccer, similar to the Incan war games type thing, but without the heads getting chopped off for the losers. There's also you've heard some poetry performances going on over in the Alturan Quarter. It looks like they're prepping some food in the center of town for some kind of event later. And it also looks like they're trying to get a playground put together. So if there's any activities you want to participate in, let me know.
Okay. I'm just gonna observe for now.
Okay.
All right.
So where's everybody headed next?
As an engineer, I'm kind of intrigued in the playground, but I will defer to some of my teammates because there's a lot to do, and I would like to stay together more than I would like to check out the playground.
Okay.
Oxide, since you have been last in joining us, which activity would you like to accomplish?
I mean, we can go take a look at the playground.
All right.
Okay, I do enjoy children.
So there are quite a few children running around. So it looks like you could do a couple of different things. There are some other engineers from Pheonix Base here trying to build the playground, but it looks like they've kind of got their hands full as, all the kids want to be. They seem to be competing to be the different engineers' special helper and not really helping anybody at all. So you could do an athletics check to play with and entertain the children, or you can do an engineering check to help with the construction.
I look at the construction, then look to the kids, and I head towards the kids.
All
Children,
right.
Cree! Trying to get their attention and get them to, get shocked a little bit.
Make me a intimidation check, I'm going to say.
All bad things I have. Oh, okay.
All right. So you holler that, and there's all these kids kind of running around, and all of a sudden you see about 4 Jaffa children snap to attention, and then get instantly run over by all the other kids running around playing because they were not ready for being told to halt and pay attention. And so now you have this pile of children. And it looks like the Jaffa kids are deciding to get theirs back by playing dogpile and worming their way out and then jumping on the rest of the kids.
I kind of nod in respect to the Jaffa children, as in, yes, teach these non-Jaffa children how to Cree. I'm just stand at attention.
While they're all distracted, I'll head over to the engineers and attempt to help them.
Okay. Give me an engineering check then.
I don't know
Alright.
how much help I am.
They kind of look at you and go, Johnny, this is not supposed to fire anything. It's supposed to support children. It doesn't matter how big the borehole is.
But I make it survive boom.
It's not supposed to boom.
Not yet, anyways.
Hmm.
Oh, we're so screwed.
Oxide, what are you doing? As it does seem like a couple of the kids did get a bit scraped up in the kerfuffle of Cree.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to the closer one to me
Yep.
and just I don't know, take a look, see if I need to tend to like the scratches. I
mean,
assume it's just like a little bit of
It's
scratches.
it's all pretty much superficial.
Yeah.
It's like skin and knees and elbows and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll take like a cotton ball with alcohol and just dab it, and dab the little scratch, and then well, what were they doing?
They're just playing,
before.
and basically, when Elcock hollered Cree, several of them suddenly
Yeah.
stopped, and it
Yeah.
turned into a monkey pile.
Yeah. So whatever they were doing, I don't know, playing ball or whatever, I'll
Yeah.
pick up like the ball and then just like throw it, and so they could continue to play.
All right. So a few of them run off. A couple of them.
Wow.
One of them does seem extremely intrigued at like all of the stuff in your med kit, and just
Oh.
is sitting there going, "What's that?"
I'll
And,
explain what it is.
pointing to a vial. Well, what's it do?
It helps people when they get hurt.
How?
It's got chemicals. How old is the kid?
You instantly recognize that this is one of those kids that they're of the age that it would be why, but why, but why. So you're pretty sure you've just gotten yourself trapped in a never-ending loop of, but why? Why does
Well,
it help?
I'm very tempted to take out a roll of bandage and just kind of, roll it around his head, just around his mouth. Okay, let's. I'll show you how this works. I do take out the roll of bandage and then I'll just like wrap it around his hand instead, and then like tie it in a
What's that supposed to do?
perfectly.
What is this supposed? What's this for?
Well, if you ever hurt your hand or any parts of your body, you will roll this around and tightly so then you don't bleed to death. And then your body will heal itself.
Why does it keep me from bleeding to death?
Because it stops your blood from flowing out of your body. You're trying to contain.
But why does
blood
it stop the blood from
inside.
flowing out? This goes on for a good few minutes,
Yeah.
but you can tell that you've at least successfully distracted a few kids with your medical lectures in order to help them get the playground finished. So while Johnny is not really helping that much, they're like, you know what, Johnny, we'll call you if we come across any rocks or anything that needs to be relocated.
All right, sounds good. When I turn back around, do I still see Eltok distracted by watching the kids play?
Yeah, he's standing at attention with his hands behind his back, just watching them.
I would like to try to sneak over and get within about 5 feet of him. I'll see how successful I am. So this is how this is gonna go. Okay.
Okay, what are you doing?
When I get within 5 feet of him, I'm gonna go Eltok, chest bump, and I'm gonna try to chest bump.
All right,
I'm gonna acrobatically jump around up in the air, and like I didn't even use much momentum or strength. I just literally just like a cat. Wah. Can I use acrobatics instead?
Sure. You try, but apparently you didn't realize that one of the kids had snuck around and locked your bootlaces together, or whatever the equivalent would be on a pair of Jaffa boots. So you try and jump up in the air, and your feet tangle up, and you fly straight into Johnny, and he just wham, thump on the ground goes Eltok.
You have succeeded again. You have been victorious in the chest bump.
Yes. Yes, that's totally how it's supposed to go. Here you go, Eltok, and I'll help him up and then help fix his shoelaces.
These children are devious.
Yes.
How do I need to look down more often.
Yes. If you don't pick up your feet, who knows where you might tread off to.
Wise words. Are these words from Master Miyagi?
No, they're from a guy named Tolkien.
Tolkien. Is that a Jaffa?
No, it is a human writer.
Are you sure he is not Jaffa? It sounds like his name sounds like a Jaffa name.
Well, it's his last name. His name is J.R.R. Tolkien.
That is a weird name. The Tolkien I get. The J.R.R. is not normally a Jaffa name.
Yes. But as it goes, you are learning human customs very well.
I appreciate this. Watching these children play has given me a appetite for wanting to drown my sorrows in the well of happiness.
Yes. I will look over to Oxide to see if she is free and be like, hey, I think our Jaffa friend here is hungry. We might need to feed him. That way we don't unleash the beast.
So you do also realize that some of the Tok'ra have set up a series of crystals that can be used to rapidly brew alcohol.
That's what the Jaffa meant.
Okay.
It appears that they're trying to work on both something kind of an ale from the local wild grains, some wines from fruits, and also trying to come up with some rice wine, kind of like a sake or something like that. So you're welcome to go grab a drink. You could also try your hand at brewing up a tasty brew yourself using nature or medicine.
I want to try that.
All right.
And I, as you humans say, will be the taste dummy.
Sounds good. I'll try my hand as well.
All right.
Good work.
So I need a nature or medicine check.
Oh,
Very nice.
Oh,
Not horrible.
I broke
So
rolled a
Eltok,
12 before.
Eltok, I need 2 Constitution saving throws as you try your comrade's brews.
one, and then here's the other.
All right. So first one up, you take a sip of what Johnny's put together. What type of brew did you make, Johnny?
I made straight whiskey.
Okay, you're not even going for something nice and gentle. You're just like straight
I
up.
wanted to try some. Yes, because it's flammable.
Of course it is. Of course it is, Johnny.
I got to stay within the character archetype.
Gosh. All right, so you get your brew set up, and that Eltok, you knock it back. It's strong, but it doesn't burn nearly as much as the smell would have led you to believe. It's been well blended to a nice, smooth taste.
This one here
Oxide, what type
definitely
of...
has.
go ahead.
This one here definitely has much flavor and unexpectedly smooth taste. I appreciate this. Please make more when you are able to.
Definitely.
Oxide, what were you going for your alcohol?
I was trying to make what's that drink that looks blue?
Drink that looks
Is it blue liqueur?
So were you
Hypnotic?
doing
Bombay Sapphire?
Were you doing like just a hard liquor or a rice wine or a wine, or kind of what general category of brew were you working in?
I guess it's hard liquor, but then it turned out tasting more like medicine.
Yeah, Eltok,
Because that's what I'm used to.
this one you have to think for a moment, and you're 90% sure you didn't see Oxide just pour a bottle of medical rubbing alcohol in there in your glass, but it burns.
That's what we drink back home.
I see. And you continue to live.
Yes, we're used to it. We start young.
Well, without my symbiote, I think I would prefer to drink the other one. And he goes back in.
I'll just take mine and then start sipping.
I would like to see which one is more flammable.
Make me a Constitution save, Oxide.
Okay.
All right, so you start going at it, and you're just kind of like, don't know what that Jaffa's problem was. Must be a panty waste. Yeah,
I'll drink some of both as well.
Yeah. For Johnny, Oxides reminds you of just like unfiltered vodka.
Do I have an empty canteen on me?
You can find one. There's also plenty of glasses around and stuff like that you could throw some in.
Because I would assume that one would be a much higher potency, considering it's like unfiltered. I'm going to try and take some and see if I can filter it later to make it more intense, because the more alcoholic it is, the better it burns.
In more ways than one?
Yes. For Oxide, my character type is a little bit of the explosive expert from Atlantis, from the animated movie.
Oh, nice.
Mixed with some other stuff. So
that's cool.
He's a little bit of a pyro.
A little? A little?
But he only uses it on the enemy.
This may be true, but he is no little pyro.
Okay, he's a huge pyro.
He was trying to make the kid's playset into a mortar.
It would have been a very fun mortar. They got to learn early, especially the Trafalgar kids.
Yes.
Because you can put the baseball in the mortar and it launches it, and then you try to whack it from the bat 100 yards downrange.
Eltok would see no problem with that.
But while Eltok is busy drinking his alcohol and sorrows away, trying to find happiness again, I will pull Oxide aside and be like, I've been trying to teach Eltok more human customs, and be wary because he seems to think chest bump ends with someone on the ground in pain.
Okay.
It may or may not be because I landed on a rock, but just be careful. He may try to chest bump you. He is not trying to hurt you. Yeah.
Alright.
And I guess out of character is Johnny, are you like human from Earth?
Yes, I am a Tauri
Okay.
as part of the military, but a military engineer, which is partly where the Miyagi thing came from, because he pulled a feat no one should be able to pull off. He stuck a fly with a dart on accident.
Oh, nice.
He missed the dartboard, nearly hit somebody else, and lied so well that I couldn't help but make the lie come true. Okay, so at this point, you guys' stomachs begin rumbling as the cooking is getting nearly finished. So you head over to try some of the local tuna shrimp, which tastes looks like a large tuna, tastes exactly like jumbo shrimp.
Interesting.
Yes.
I take a few more bites.
Yep. You do notice that the Air Force chaplain is there enjoying this as well.
This reminds me of my homeworld's food, though our, as you say, shrimp are much larger.
And probably
How large?
will try and kill you if you go swimming.
Yes. He left that part out.
Yes. That sounds a lot like a region of Earth. Australia.
I see.
So as
In
you guys
Australia,
are,
does your shrimp are this size? And he makes a hand gesture of like maybe the size of a basketball.
No, but there are other fish that are much larger.
they have relatives like lobster that are that are close in that size to that.
And
but-
there's some crabs that are like the size of like 2 basketballs.
Oh, definitely that would be a fit meal fit for Jaffa.
Yes. They're called the king crab.
there's bigger, nastier things in the bottom of the Marianas Trench too.
Oh yeah. I'm not telling Eltok about that because he might try to go swim there.
You would do.
yeah. No, that's the thing I'll talk with too.
So
It's a
as you
thing with
guys are enjoying your tuna shrimp, you can hear some yelling starting to break out, and it looks like few humans and a Jaffa are all yelling back and forth something about the water.
I am gonna listen in and see if someone poisoned the water. See if somebody poisoned the well.
So go ahead and make me an engineering or culture check to see what you know about what water resources might be around. Okay, you
Water is wet.
Yes, water makes things not explode. Water bad.
Yes.
Anybody else
Do
want
I
to
have like a testing kit?
Not at the moment because you're kind of off duty, but you could go ahead and make me. You could try the engineering or culture check as well. Same with Eltok to see what you know about the water resources for the town.
Eltok is a little bit more direct, so he just walks up to the people arguing, looks at the Jaffa, and just yells at him, Jaffa Kri! What is going on here?
All right. So, Oxide, you know that there are two potential sources of water nearby. About 15 minutes from town, some marine explorers located a murky lake, and the Unas found a river that flows near town that they are currently getting most of their water from. The Auturans diverted some flow to provide drinking water and irrigate local crops. You think that they're probably talking about that. Eltok, you walk up and holler Cree, and this Jaffa, you see Lotada turn and look at you. He just kind of looks at you like, how important? Who are you that you're telling me to Cree?
I am the one speaking to you. I wish to get your attention.
Yes, well, what? Can't
I
you see
wish
we're
to know
busy?
what's going on here. This is a celebration, and you two are arguing here like little babies.
So, the three leaders seem to kind of calm down just a moment. The older human that you have not met yet, he rather angry and afraid. You told me I was superstitious when fire fell from the sky. Now the water's drying up below us. This is the Gould punishing us for throwing in our lot with the Tari. You know that this group is primarily, or I'm sorry, this is Lotada that is talking. I'm sorry, I get these guys backwards. He's in his 50s. He leads the settlers that have been resettled by the Home Initiative, mostly agrarian or mining planets where the system lords abused people and ruled through fear. The younger human who steps up is Hanare, who counters with the fact that, old man, the Gould don't have anything to do with the water level. It's the Tari military diverting water to fuel their war machines hidden below the surface. These are mostly people who are probably business oriented. They've been on the planet the longest and are some of the more respected ones. Hanare works as a foreman in the orchards and occasionally sells stuff on the black market. Finally, there is one more woman who you guys have not met. He says, I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. You're both leveling accusations that aren't supported by any facts. We should probably investigate first. So if you want to roll me a culture check to see if you recognize who this woman is.
Okay.
All right. Johnny, you know this is Palila. She is one of the most recent groups of settlers and kind of represents a wide scattering of different professions and activities. You know that she herself is also one of the few surviving Tolans from when Anubis massacred their homeworld.
Seeing all this come to a head, I will head over to the conversation because I imagine as soon as I saw Eltok head over, I was not far behind because who knows what's going to happen.
Yep.
And I'll jump in and be like, hey, let's calm down. What if Eltok and I and our friend Oxide, what if we go investigate and we'll see what's happening? Perhaps it's just a thing of it hasn't rained in a few days and water levels are dropping because that's what happens when it doesn't rain. 'Cause it's
Hanari snaps. Yes, let's let the military investigate so they can keep covering it up.
Why don't you come with us then?
Your military won't let us leave town. It's too dangerous to have untrained civilians wandering around on a planet that we know nothing about. So you guys can go ahead and... So this will be a chance for you guys to try and really agitated. It looks like it may come to blows fairly quickly if you're not able to calm things down.
I'll look at the Toland lady and some of the others that seem more level-headed and try and see if they can just be the voice of reason in all of this.
Yeah. So I did share you guys a quick overview of how to do the convince encounters. To save time, I'm not going to step through everybody, declare what they're going to do, then go back through and roll it. Just tell me what you're going to do and roll for it. Let me know who you're talking to and what kind of argument you plan to use, whether it's going to be like intelligence based, charisma based, or wisdom based.
Which one was the Tolan lady?
Palila. So
the one that's causing more of a ruckus, being angsty and sassy and just kind of abrasive. I go to them to that one, and I'm going to say, "Isn't it not wise?" Oh God,
that's Hanare. So go ahead.
Is it not wise for people to check it out? I believe that no Natari is not going to lie purposefully, seeing as how this is a joint endeavor. And I do not lie. If I was to go, I would provide you the information that you seek.
All right. So are you doing this more as a sympathetic
check?
Wisdom, sympathy argument? Okay. So go ahead and because of your previous interactions with her, she recognizes you. She knows you're at least a semi-decent person. So you go ahead and roll that wisdom persuasion check with advantage.
With advantage. All right.
All right. So 19. All right. So you've got Hanare's attention and you're chatting with her. Johnny, who are you talking?
I would like to talk to the Toland, not Hanari, it's Halila, and say, hey, we will gladly go investigate. Oxide and I, we are very good at science, and I'm something of a scientist myself. And we can take cameras with us, and we can take pictures, so we can provide proof of what's going on, and so we can investigate it, and then further along, if we can blaze a trail to get there safely, make it so that more people can go visit and make sure it's safe.
So is that going to be more of like a logic-based argument, or you're trying to charm her into listening to you?
I would think more of a logic-based.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that persuasion check with advantage. All right. So you've got her attention. She's kind of listening to you, paying attention, stuff like that. Oxide, are you going to continue? Are you going to work on Palila as well?
That's the one causing a commotion, right?
The one that was causing the biggest stink was Hanare. Then you have the old man Lotoda that nobody's really talked to yet.
Okay. I'm gonna actually try the older gentleman, because he mentioned something about fire falling from the sky, and I want to know more about that. Like, I guess that would be intelligence to just find out more information from him. Like, did he
So
actually?
it's more the question of what tactic are you taking? Are you gonna like
Oh,
try and sympathize with him that yeah, I remember when fire fell from the sky on Tolan and blah 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 blah, and try and kind of
right.
get on, sympathize with him, or are you gonna be like, logically, if fire fell from the sky, something was going on, so I need you to explain more about what's going on. What kind of
Okay.
tactic are you using on them?
Sure, like let's do sympathy. Like
Okay.
I had experience with that, and I know how serious this could be. So
All right.
I'm
So go ahead
definitely
and
all in.
roll a persuasion check using your
Uh-huh.
wisdom modifier with advantage.
Sorry, how did I do that?
So on your character sheet where it says
Yeah.
skills,
Yeah.
you've got persuasion.
Uh-huh.
We'll switch that
Oh,
over
I
to
just
wisdom,
change
and
it to.
then
Okay.
down at the bottom there's that button that says ADV below the chat box. You can click that and then roll persuasion. All right. So you get his attention. He starts telling you about what had happened with that. After a few minutes, it definitely sounds like it was probably just a unknown meteor storm, but he does have raised some good points that just because we don't think we know where the Gould know we're here doesn't necessarily mean that they can't find us. But you're also able to kind of get him to realize that messing with the water supply for one little town really isn't a Gould tactic. If the Gould were trying to do that, it would be a little bit more obvious, as they usually tend to just land and dominate. So I need one more check from all three of you as you try and get each of these leaders now talking to each other instead of arguing.
Same check.
Can be the same check, could be persuasion with a different tactic. That's up to you as to how you want to approach it, but I just need a group check from all of you.
All right.
All right. So you try and get things going. Eltok, you're able to convince Hanare that she needs to work with the other folks and the Tari. The rest of you struggle a little bit, but as they see Hanare coming around, they all agree that we'll go ahead and give the Tari a chance to make sure everything's done right. So that brings us to the end of that scene. So while we, just as a quick, before where you guys report back to General Lawyer and get equipped to figure out what's going on with the water, I just want to make sure we've got our schedule squared away. Just make sure I didn't set the times wrong or something like that. That 1:00 Eastern time works for everybody.
Yeah, are you all on the
Yes.
East Coast?
I'm central.
I'm
Okay.
Eastern.
Because I somehow remember it would be starting 11 on West Coast, but I
Okay.
might be wrong. So yeah, my fault for showing up late.
It would be, I believe, 10:00 West Coast time. But
Uh-huh.
the reason why I'm asking is if people have the ability to start later and you need us to start a little later, I can shift those to 2 o'clock if we need to. I think some of it is we originally set everything up before time change, and that also causes some headaches with scheduling.
Yeah, I still had it in my calendar for 11, so I came thinking
Yeah.
it was still 11. So yeah, if it's if it's shipped to start 1 p.m. Eastern, which is 10 a.m. here, it works for me.
Yeah. I just
Just have
wanted to check that and also check with Johnny, see how you're doing on time. Whether you need to.
I still have about a half hour.
Okay.
But in the future, if we have to move it back an hour, I am totally fine. Today is the only day that I
You
have
had
something going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So-
normally I have every Sunday free.
So what I'll do is I can put a quick poll in here, I think.
So what time is it? 1 o'clock to, is it 3 or 4? for
So
you guys?
it'd be 3 hours, so it'd be like 1 to 4, or it'd be 2 to
Mhm.
5.
Okay. And Stephen, I guess I'm ignoring that old channel on Discord.
Yeah, I just haven't shut it down completely, but
Okay.
we're gonna be doing everything here. The reason being is, one, it gives me a place where, like, if I'm starting something new, I can let everybody who's playing with me know that, hey, I've got a new game starting this daytime, so people
Mhm.
can get sorted.
Okay.
Or, you know, if there's something else going on, the other thing will be is occasionally I might post that, like, if I've got a game that's running and somebody can't make it, hey, does anybody want to run their character or fill in with another character, stuff like that. So,
Okay. Okay.
so yeah, that's why I decided to move over, is so that in the future it's easier to take care of that kind of stuff. So, all right. With that being said, where were we? So you guys report back to General Lawyer. He is grateful for you guys intervening. And he says, we've been keeping an eye on it, but recently something has happened that the water level in the river dropped significantly. We do try to screen settlers before allowing them to come here, but some of them have been wounded and have had things happen in the past that is deeper than they might be willing to admit even to themselves. So we do need to move quickly to try and reassure them. I have ordered a UAV to be sent to overfly the river, and was able to confirm that the water level in the river as a whole has dropped for a ways upstream, but there is some fairly thick tree canopy over much of the river, so we weren't able to use the UAV to determine what caused the problem. I would like you three, or actually you four, as Dahl walks in as well, to head upriver and see if you can find any signs of what is causing this drop. Now, we've only explored a few clicks around the base on the ground. There is no sign of any sentient life, but there are some critters out there in the jungle who are a little more dangerous than we would like civilians to be exploring. So please do keep an eye out for that. Johnny, the cartographers have asked me to see if you can take some photographs along the river of any interesting points to try and help with mapping efforts later. Oxide, we do know that there are some interesting plants here on the planet. If you manage to find anything of interest and or mark its location for medicinal properties, that would be appreciated.
Okay.
Do we know?
General.
Yes.
Go ahead, Johnny.
Do we know if there's any alien beavers on this planet?
For all we know, there could be giant alien beavers.
Okay. All right.
But, as I said, there was nothing obvious to the UAV that would have shown that. You know, if something were blocking the river, I'd imagine we'd notice the increased water retention on the backside.
True.
Whereas this seems like something else may be going on. I
believe what you are saying. This is why I wish to request a climbing kit. For in my homeworld, there used to be a lot of deep underground tunnels that may be able to divert water into different directions. So we may need to climb down.
Do you need us to collapse the tunnels if that's the case to divert the water?
You see him sigh as you ask about that because he already knows where you're going. It's like, yes, I will authorize you to take some C4 with you if you come across a underwater tunnel to collapse it. As you're discussing this, a major knocks on the door. You see that he's got a black armband, white letters, MP on it. He sticks his head in and says, General, just wanted to let you know that overnight we've seen a approximately 250% increase in physical altercations around the town. I imagine that as the water level crisis continues, we're going to see more and more problems. If these are your investigators, I highly suggest that they move quickly to prevent more fights from breaking out.
Yes, sir. And I will sleep.
Yep. So you guys are able to requisition any additional items that you need and can carry.
Sweet. Is Dole a human from Earth?
Yes, Dole is Tari.
Cool. I'm going to turn to Eltok. Hey, Eltok, you should show him that chest bump move.
Well, there has nothing to have been succeeded or not succeeded in this endeavor.
Okay. Well, next time
I will definitely do so when we fix the river.
Yes. I am not giving any word of warning to Dole. But I will head to the requisition and try to requisition some C4.
All right. So General Lawyer signaled ahead that you're allowed to requisition that. So
he said as much as I can carry.
You are given a brick of C4 and a few detonators.
All right.
You are also given the option for any other equipment you think you may need, which includes inflatable boats that requires 10 bulk capacity to haul, as well as scuba gear with a bulk of 2, and additional rope. Bulk of 1 per 100 meters.
Well, I will definitely take the climbing kit and more extra rope, seeing as how that's probably would be needed. He's not sure about the scuba gear, but it could be useful. What's the bulk on the scuba gear?
2.
2? Okay, then he will take a set of scuba gear just in
All right.
case.
So you
I
grab
will
your.
take one as well
All right.
for those
Oxide,
pesky underground caverns.
You taking some scuba gear?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take one too.
Okay. So you guys each have some scuba gear. Eltok has a climbing kit. You guys have some extra rope. I don't think any of you actually had the carry capacity for a boat if you needed to.
Don't think so.
What about Dole? He's a soldier.
He's also a dex-based soldier.
Ah, okay.
The way I was kind of leaving him was he's a soldier going to leave it open for being a medic, not a medic, but a diplomat if need be.
Ah,
When I see Johnny get some C4, I look over. I would like to question some of this 4C as well.
You see the guy raise his eyebrow. General said 1 brick for this mission. You guys can split it in 2 if you want, but that's all I've been told.
I give him that Jaffa look. I am proficient with this.
Doesn't matter how
he is very serious. He needs some serious buddy.
What if my friend has fallen down and I cannot reach the C4 that he carries? It is always good to have a backup.
Yes.
I will not use it willy-nilly.
He holds his hand out to Johnny and motions like, hand me the C4 back.
Why?
Just
Why?
hand it here.
I will give it to him.
He cuts it in half and hands you guys each half a brick.
I tried, Johnny. I tried.
Thank you.
But as you see, as he said he tries and still holding it, he puts that half back in his pocket.
I tried to keep this half.
Oxide's very entertained.
Doll's just sitting there, whatever.
I also need an additional canteen because my other one is filled with happy juice for testing purposes to make sure the water can be tested properly.
Just looks at you. You're on mission, so you probably shouldn't take that with you. If you need, he pulls out like some actual chemical storage containers. You can
Sweet.
put it in here.
Yes, and I will do that. And I will put those back in my room for later purposes of distilling it to a more flammable liquid.
You just see this look of total and absolute oh shit go across the supply officer's face. That's the last thing we need is this guy running around with flammable stuff in the base.
I have gotten all my gear. I am ready to move out.
I am ready as well.
Oxide, do you have
I'm
all
ready as
sufficient?
well. Yes.
Good. I will lead us the way. Come.
All right. So you guys head over to the river. Doesn't take you too long to get there. And start heading upstream. I need a survival check as you are heading up and the brush begins to get thicker and thicker.
Sweet. I am so good at this.
Suddenly you can hear something in the distance.
I was really hoping for a nat 1 so I could get a 0.
Oh, damn. That's not good.
All right. As you guys begin to try and debate what this sound is, I need everyone to make me a athletics check, please. All right. So Tasty and Eltok, you look up and you see coming around the bend of the river a pulse of water. It is much deeper than you've seen. You guys begin scrambling up the bank and barely get near the top enough time to plant your feet and not get smacked by this. However, Oxide, you are struck by this wave and knocked off your feet, taking 1 point of bludgeoning damage, and are
Ow.
swept slightly downstream by this wave of water.
I try to grab hold onto something.
Yeah, there's a tree branch or some roots sticking out. You're able to not get swept completely away, but everybody make me a nature check. All right, Eltok,
Oh, thank God.
you start looking around and you realize there's signs of these like pulses of high water overtopping the river's banks regularly. And it's been going on long enough that it looks like it's starting to wash away some of the grass and other stuff along the edge of the water that is not very well rooted. So you get the idea that with a little bit of time and keeping an ear out for that sound, that basically about once every hour this pulse of water comes through. But because you succeeded on the check, you can track about how long it takes and know when it's coming to get everyone out of the way.
Okay. I'm gonna take one of my ropes and put it into a lasso
Okay.
and keep it on my shoulder just in case someone does get pulled in. I have a way to try to grapple them.
All right.
This trek might take a little bit longer, seeing as how now we have to dodge the water pulses, but they are timed accurately, a little too accurately in my opinion, but I'm not sure if this is a cause and effect of the natural environment or some type of technology.
Yes.
I will say this. As you're traveling, you're realizing that this is a very regular timing. Like unnaturally regular timing.
Does it look like this has started recently, or does it look like it's been going on for years and years and years?
The pulses look like it started after the water level dropped overall. You think the reason why it hasn't been noticeable in Haven is because they've got the smaller canal that comes up to the village. So by the time the pulse goes through, that canal helps moderate the water flow enough that they're not seeing those pulses as noticeably.
All right, I will take out the camera and I will document some of the damaged foliage from these water pulses.
All right. So as you continue, the side of the river that you're following, the path ends rather suddenly in a abrupt cliff. And you can see that it looks like there's some kind of ford here that you could head across and pick up the trail on the other side. But I need a survival check.
Damn.
Oh my god.
All right. Johnny, you realize that there are several shadows flying around above you. That if you tried to just wade across the river here, it is deep enough that you would get slowed down. And you do notice these shadows belong to birds who are basically trying to drop rocks on anything that crosses this ford in order to kill them and haul them up the cliff and eat them.
Ah.
So you're able to locate a tree that could be kind of knocked down to let you move through this ford fast enough that you're not going to be targeted by the birds.
Cool. I will. It looks like those birds are taking out anyone who crosses this river. So, if we were to chop down that tree over there, we might be able to create a crossing to get us across fast enough. Maybe make a makeshift boat. And
But wouldn't those birds attack us as we try to
yes,
cross?
but we would be able to move fast enough they would not be able to catch us. And if not, you can use your Zaltec to shock them.
My Zeltec?
Zeltec, yes.
Are you thinking of a Zed Nekatel?
Yeah, the Zet Nekatal. Does he not have those?
Yeah.
No.
So
have
no
that,
Zed
right?
Nekatels.
I was kind of hoping he would since he was Jaffa. Because
No.
Teal'c always
One
had
of the
one.
things is Zed Nekatels are extremely overpowered for this game because
Okay.
they deal exhaustion damage. The way it
Ooh.
works is they deal 2 points of exhaustion damage every time they hit. So they are a 3 hits you're dead guaranteed weapon for the most part.
Okay, all right, understood.
So Zed Nekatels are one of those things that Pheonix site does not have a ready stock of that you can take with you. They've got
Okay.
Atox, but not Zed Nekatels.
All right. Well, we might be able to move fast enough that they won't be able to react in time. Eltok, help me come over and chop this tree down, and I'll pull up my multi-tool.
Yeah,
And
As I see him do that, I take out my Maltok. I'm like, I can easily use this to shoot it down.
Well, as you get over there, you realize this tree is dead and already half falling, so you think just giving it a good solid push will probably take care of that.
all right, yeah, I'm gonna give a super strong push.
No one here is strong.
Well, it actually went much better than I thought it was gonna go.
Yeah, no,
Can I
you're
assist him?
good.
Okay.
It's down. You guys are able to sprint across on the tree versus wading through waist deep water. So by the time the birds notice you and start like trying to grab rocks and fly over, you guys are already taking shelter underneath the trees on the far side.
Sweet.
The
So
plan has worked, Johnny.
Thank you.
So you continue on and reach a fork in the river. You feel like one is probably the main river, the other one is a large tributary, but unless you're willing to sit here and wait for several hours to confirm where the water pulses are coming from, you're probably going to have to just pick one.
Does it look like there's any damage to the foliage around that would come from a water pulse?
Go ahead and make me a survival check to see if you can identify that. The rest of you can roll that check as well.
Can I help him?
So what this is this is a group check. So basically, it's if half or
Okay.
more of you succeed, you succeed.
Nope.
If half or more of you fail, you fail.
Well, I'm pretty certain. Unless I get an actual 20. 20. Oh no, it didn't go out.
All right. So the only person that succeeded was Dull. So you guys travel up the river. After a little while, you see the banks are beginning to narrow. There is very little water in here. Pretty sure that you ended up in a tributary. So you cross over, head back down, and I need everybody to make me an acrobatics or athletics check as suddenly a chunk of the embankment that you were walking on gives way.
I was literally going to mention that. That maybe we should be more careful. I just didn't.
All right. So as you guys get along there, you all find yourselves falling, tumbling, and take 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Shouldn't I take 5 because of my background of mountainous?
And L-Talk, you only take 5 because,
Survivalist.
yeah. Which I'm going to say that you guys, you would have had a chance to use your share with everyone, so people only take 5.
Sweet.
And that would mean Johnny would only take 2.
Yay. But he's an engineer, so he's in a lot of pain.
Oh, yeah. He's my ankle!
Oh,
You
my
need some
leg!
healing.
I'll be good. It hurts.
He just needs to walk it off.
Man up. You have done the chest bump. You should definitely be able to handle such trivial things.
Yes,
like this.
you're right.
So,
Should have kept your happy juice.
Yes.
It would help.
Yes, it would have.
so as you rejoin the main river and continue up, the sun begins to set behind you, and you feel a chill in the air as you reach a bend in the river, and you can see on one side of the bend, the banks are full, the water's flowing normally, and then suddenly, as it comes around the bend, it just drops.
Maybe it is time for one of the scientists or whatever to take a look.
So,
Take a closer look.
you guys can make a nature check to see if you can get some more information.
Right.
I keep a lookout instead. I let them deal with the. I'm just
Yeah.
taking point in looking to the skies, to the ground, making sure nothing is trying to attack us.
So both of you realize there's got to be something here in the bend of the river that would be causing this problem. You can easily don your scuba gear and start swimming around. You shortly find that you come up under a slab of rock that as you come out, you're underneath the riverbank, and there's a pocket of air up underneath there.
Huh.
That looks very unnatural.
Yes.
Oh, I can't really speak. Do you have radio communication? With
Yep.
the scuba did? Okay.
Not while you're scubaing, but once you come up, you can pull your tactical radio out and that. You do also notice that there is a large door in the cave.
That's not natural.
Looking
You
at
were right,
it,
Oxide.
you see on the door is a bas relief of a bipedal female hippopotamus with cat-like limbs and the tail of a crocodile. Her stomach is rather rotund, almost as if she is with child.
Do we know who this is?
That would be a cultural check.
Nope.
Not a clue.
Never seen one before.
But
I'm very curious.
Yeah, the hippopotamus is a animal from Earth, so this may actually be gold in nature. But I don't have a clue who that is. But I will take out the camera. Is the camera waterproof?
Yes.
All right, cool. I'll take out the camera and I will take pictures.
Yep. L-Talk, did you want to make a check?
Oh, okay. Which one was it?
Culture.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. You do not recognize this. Dahl speaks up and says, That looks like one of the Egyptian goddesses, Tawret. She supposedly was one of in charge of fertility and childbirth. She's also the last known queen of Apophis.
Oh,
Crap.
And she looks pregnant.
Well, I mean, it's iconography. So because she is someone who is related to fertility and childbirth, it would not be surprising to have her appear as a pregnant female.
Okay.
kind of take a look around. If it is one of the wives of Apophis, this obviously could be good technology, like a door. See if there
Oh,
is
it's
any.
it's definitely gold. There's no real question. The door does appear to be locked.
That's what I was looking for. The those little Egyptian symbols that might stick out in order to press in to open the door. Kind of look around for something like that.
Go ahead and give me a perception check. All right. You see a keypad nearby. It looks like it is a number pad with hieroglyphics on it. You can try and either you have your engineer overload the pad and blow the locks, or you can try investigating it to see if you can guess which keys need to be pressed in what order to open the door.
Normally, I would shoot this, but seeing as how Johnny's here, I'm pretty sure your intellect is far superior than mine when it comes to these matters specifically.
I can try my hand at it.
All right. So you check it over. You can't figure out what keys it is, but you can make an engineering check and see if you can just bypass the lock altogether. All right. So you start punching around in the lock, and are you guys all like clustered up there staring at it as well, or are you guys just kind of looking around the cavern waiting for him to do something?
I'm probably like 5 feet behind Johnny, just looking over his shoulder, trying to figure out what he's doing.
Offering insights.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're both gonna take damage, aren't we?
Yep.
I'm not close. I'm
So,
looking elsewhere.
As you go to do something, there is a arc of electricity. Each of you take 8 points of damage,
Ouch.
and
that was supposed to happen.
you hear a sudden bang as the door slams open and stays open.
Oh, sorry, that was supposed to be a deception, not a culture.
I believe you're failing to do your job correctly, Johnny.
Yes, just as Mr. Miyagi taught me. Oh,
does not seem like this Mr. Miyagi was a wise man.
He was very wise. He taught through.
He was very wise. He just wasn't an electrical engineer.
Yes, he taught me martial arts. Wax and electronics don't work together. Oh, all right. I'm gonna.
Can I use her? Oh, sorry, I apologize. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'll guard the door and I'll look at more of these hieroglyphics and try to see if I can figure it out. I'll be here if you need me, and I'll hand one of the extra detonators to Eltok, because in real life I do need to head out, but I don't want to derail you guys, so I will guard this door. And
at this point, we can either keep pressing forward or wait until next week.
I'm okay to keep pressing forward as long as Oxide, as I was about to mention, can you patch me up a little bit? This
Yes.
blast is annoying.
Oxide had ran over when I saw that both got electrocuted.
Yep. It was a pleasure meeting you all. I cannot wait for next week. That was a lot of fun. Good luck.
same too. Don't worry,
Yeah,
I will
nice to
definitely
meet you
test from
too.
somebody.
Sweet. Let me know how it goes with Dole.
Okay.
All right, so you guys find yourself.
Ooh.
So you would roll 2d8 per short rest per character. He's
These
below
days are
half.
Medikit. 2d8. Okay.
Separate procedure. Just drag that and drop it on.
Mhm.
That should. You have the map open?
Where did it go?
Yeah, let me. 5 points healing. Okay. You can see the disarray, the lights, rooms that you'll come across down each hallway. The doors to them are able to be saving throw from you guys, though. However, and you are coughing, facility will it be at disadvantage?
There any things that we're supposed to be able to see on the map right now, or no?
You should be able to see that. Let me.
Ah, now I can see. Okay.
I just see black and the 4 characters.
Let me check.
Nope. I see Johnny is on a big circle. Or is that just part of his token?
That's because Johnny's the one that is currently active on the combat tracker.
Oh, okay.
If I change who's active, that changes that. But you should be seeing
Mhm.
like some flickering lights and stuff like that.
Not on my map.
Let me turn the lighting off. Turn the lighting back on. Better now?
Not for me.
I'm fine. Maybe there's a visual thing on her token that she can't see something.
Am I in a different mode, maybe?
You shouldn't be. There's nothing on your token saying that you're blinded or anything like that. Try just moving your token.
Yeah, I did. I think it's now frozen. Maybe it's
I
fantasy ground.
yeah.
Oh,
Try
there. I see it. I see it
now.
now. I see
Okay.
all the lights.
Yeah, it's a weird glitch that occasionally when you first get put on the map, if you don't move, it doesn't show the lighting. And I had
Uh-huh.
the reason why when you were trying to move, it wasn't doing anything is the maps auto load with the tokens locked, and I hadn't clicked on that to release
Okay.
it yet. So, all right. So that's what you see in front of you. Is there's a bit of a moldy, who knows what, tickling the back of your throat. And you're able to start heading around, each square being 1 meter.
I check my scuba gear and see how much oxygen is in there.
There's plenty enough. You notice Dahl kind of stashes his back behind one of the statues that's out here.
I am going for a few seconds, like 2 or 3 minutes before I head in. I'm gonna use the oxygen from the scuba gear to see if it helps stop the coughing, and not breathe through my nose, just only exhale through my nose.
Yeah, so as soon as you do that, it stops the coughing, but as soon as you take it out, the coughing starts right back up again.
Is there
Stealth will
enough
not be a-
oxygen? No, I think we need to save the oxygen because we need to get back up, right?
Yeah.
I stash mines away as well.
Yeah.
Hearing that.
I'll do that as well. Am I able to kind of identify what this is?
You're based on what you're smelling and stuff like that, you're thinking it's like mold spores or mildew or something like that just in the air, it's tickling your throat, making it irritable. So
Do I have something that could help with that? Do I know from my experience that it will go away without treatment.
Yeah, so this isn't like you guys have been poisoned or anything like that. You know that it's not something like that. You just know that it's I just imagine if you were walking around a house that hasn't been used for a while and you opened a door and poof, this pile of dust and moldy stuff hit you in the face, you'd be coughing and stuff like that for a little while as well, but it'll eventually go away once you can get out of the area.
Okay.
But considering it's
Yeah.
going to be kind of hard to get out of the area while completing your mission.
I imagine Oxide would have carried masks, like his medical mask, and I take out some and hand it to the team.
Okay, so you guys
just to
put on some masks to help protect yourselves. Makes sense.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you,
any further.
Yep.
It looks like an old place.
All right, I guess I should take some point. Seeing as how this is what I'm good at. I'm trying to be as stealth as possible, but stealth is impossible at the moment because of the coughing.
Yeah, it's disadvantage.
How do I pan the camera inside the map?
Middle mouse button is the easiest way to do it.
Okay, got it.
There's other ways if you don't have a middle mouse button, but yeah. So
these things on the ground, does that seem like mounds of dirt and
dust?
Life?
Yeah, a little moldy.
Doll, I wouldn't suggest standing on that. Maybe walk around.
Okay, I'll keep following you.
Do I have time to quickly just check it out?
Sure.
I mean, anything. Does it look alien or?
I mean,
just like normal.
A lot of stuff you've seen so far looks alien. You're able to take a quick scraping of it in case it has any medicinal purposes.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'll wait. I'll give her time to do that.
Yep.
Yes, all good. Let's go.
There seems to be a fork in the road. Let's try left first.
Okay.
And I think this is where I can't move any. Oh my god. Okay. What's the harder way of doing it? Okay.
Doll signals that there's a doorway up ahead on the inside part of the corridor. And he will kind of swing out wide to pull his P90 out and kind of just hold it ready in case something decides to jump out of there.
I have him attack out, using it as kind of a walking stick, like how everybody does.
Yeah.
I'll take mine out. What do I have to? Just a gun, handgun, I guess.
Yeah, you got
the
your
M9.
Beretta, an M9, so you can pull that out and be ready for it.
I'll look around, see if this also has a panel.
It does. Appears the panel is burnt out and unusable, so you think the door is probably unlocked.
Well, then I try to find a little hand grip and try to pull it to the side to open it up.
Okay.
It seems to be open.
So as you poke your nose in there, it looks like this area is some kind of storage room. Lost my notes.
Is there anything worthy to look at? Cool technology.
So looking around, you see scattered bones setting between several of the busted crates. If you want to roll an investigation check to see if you find anything else, you can.
Yeah.
You do not notice any other pieces of equipment or items worth anything in the room.
Oxide seems to be a what looks like a small fountain over here of some sort or well.
Mm-hmm.
Be careful. There seems to be more loose dirt and plant life around. Try to avoid stepping on it if possible.
I see there's plant life around the water spring, I guess. I'll
Yeah.
try to approach it without stepping on the spores and see if I can collect some samples.
Okay.
Is it like as I'm stepping close up, am I able to make out like what kind of, is it just like for decoration or is it, I don't know, like
So
a bath?
looking at it, it looks like some of the report of what you've seen in reports for Gould spawning pools.
Mm. And do
Uh,
I see that there's any ghouls swimming
for
inside?
Eltok, you recognize that this would be where they would possibly leave juvenile for the Jaffa if they needed to replace their
This is a
symbiote.
breeding. This is a breeding pool, normally containing symbiotes who have
There
not
are
yet matured
none.
into adult.
There are none in there at the moment, though.
Okay.
Though, if this hippopotamus Gould is a fertility goddess, supposedly, then it is possible that we are dealing with a queen. Very few Gould who are able to uh, breed in mass.
Does
But
it
if
look like it was recently used? Or is it abandoned?
It looks like it hasn't been used in a little while.
Okay, okay. But I would say since this is a facility for breeding, we have to be cautious that there might be some alive still here.
this is a true statement. For now, I do not believe this is causing the water problem that we are having, so let's continue
Yeah.
on.
What are these things on the side? These metal sheets?
Those are crates.
Oh, crates. For
It looks like
like we
they.
haven't opened.
Yeah, you guys look through them. Looks like just junk basically in there.
Okay, okay.
We're ready to move out, Adol.
Yeah.
All right, so he'll continue following you guys up the corridor.
There's another door.
See if this one too is open or not. I check panels just to make sure.
Yep, same situation.
I look at the panel. I want to see if since it's destroyed and everything like that, what might have destroyed it. Like
Some of it looks like time. It looks like this facility's been here for quite some time. It also looks like somebody may have taken a staff blast to the thing.
I report that back to everybody. It is possible that one of Apophis' enemies came here in order to destroy or attack his ability to create more gold. At least that is my assumption.
So as you look around, it looks like the remnants of a couple of bunk beds in here, as well as some other things. And you do find a couple of dusty old robes that Jaffa guards typically would wear.
I see there's some different color
Yep, you can grab a sample of that too.
spores on the
Good
floor.
eye.
I'm gonna collect some sample. I'm assuming I'm wearing like gloves while doing this, just as a caution.
Yep.
This seems to be like a storage room. There seems to be nothing of note that I can see immediately.
Yeah, nothing terribly exciting in there.
Seems to be another split in the road. We can continue to go around the walls, or we could head towards the center.
Dull will point out it looks like there's some kind of like tables and chairs down there.
Maybe some sort of meeting or mess hall, but it is a good information either way.
Yep. So heading down the corridor. All right. As you get to the area here, you see couches lining the walls. On one of the tables, you see a couple of unwashed plates and bowls. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. Alrighty. Okay, so you guys find appears to be a malfunctioning tablet with one of the page turning devices that goes with it. However, it's not really working properly. You're not able to get it to activate and turn pages so you can see what's going on.
I believe its battery must be dead. It
We
seems like
can
this
keep
facility,
it though.
of course.
You
It
could
seems like this
try.
facility is running low on power.
You could try an investigation check, or not an
Another roll?
investigation, an engineering check to
Oh,
try and recover it.
I don't think I'm good with that. Or let me see.
Unfortunately,
I'll try the engineering on my
Johnny was
sheet.
not able to figure it out. It didn't go boom, so Johnny doesn't care.
There is no engineering on my sheet. Is that purposefully?
No,
That must mean I just missed putting it on there.
I don't have it either.
I thought I added that skill for everybody. I am very sorry about that.
That's okay.
It would be an
worries.
intelligence check if you're not proficient in it. So just roll a straight intelligence.
All right, here.
Mm-mm. We need Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just pocket it? Is it small enough?
Yeah, you can keep a hold of it. It's just basically what it comes down to is just whether you get some extra information or not.
Okay. The leftover food on the table, is it fresh looking or is it super old?
It looks kind of on the old side.
Okay.
This lighting, I feel like this facility is losing its power, and seeing as how the river is also losing its stability, I'm wondering if this place is fueled by some type of hydroelectric type of power source. Maybe we should look for
Interesting.
that. Try to get the lights back on, more steady.
Dahl will kind of look at you and go, "Didn't realize that Gould used hydro very much. I figured they stuck mostly with Naquita powered stuff."
This is a true statement, but maybe Naquita is not.
Good for the babies.
No. Let's think. Where it's not of a high resource here on this planet, so maybe they had to adjust.
True. Also,
So, but
considering that this planet wasn't on the Gate network originally, it could be that they were attempting a stealth facility and were worried that a Naquita generator would be too obviously noticed.
if the water problem is linked with this, like if we restore the water, would it restore the facility? Like, would it wake up things that shouldn't be woken up?
Oh, this was just a hippopotamus. Hypothesis. Sorry.
Oh.
Or a theory. I am uncertain. Just
It's a
maybe
good
we should.
theory. I'm just, since this is like a breeding ground, just worry about waking things up.
Gould
But I
have used
think,
such technology before.
yeah. Let's continue exploring. I mean, if we've come to the power source, we'll figure out.
Okay.
Yep.
I suggest we go back to where we originally were and continue on the outskirts.
Yep.
Okay. There's a door here.
Same thing as before. Burnt
Yep.
out, messed up. Okay.
Yep. You swing it open. This appears to be another cluster of storage units. You can tell that a lot of the goods in here have rotted away. If you want to roll me an investigation check to look at anything closer, go for it.
I'll do it just to be on the safe side. Not gonna get well. We'll roll, but she definitely rolled well.
All right, Oxide. You spot it first. There is a small hippopotamus idol tucked away behind some of this stuff that matches the symbol on the doorways.
I'm gonna pick it up and take a look. Is it just like a normal idol, or is it like a device of some sort?
Doesn't look like it's got any kind of power cell or anything like that. It's just, little couple inches tall, carved. You recall something of Earth history called scrimshaw that was kind of a thing that sailors and people like that did on long voyages just to occupy time.
Okay.
That's kind of what this looks like.
Okay. I mean, I'll just pocket it for, I don't know, the research team back in base to take a look if they want to keep it. Check it.
Good.
Right. Then let's continue on.
Okay. All right. Another storage room. Many of the crates at the bottom seem to be oozing, and the smell of decayed fruit is overwhelming in the air.
I do not like this room.
No, let's close the door.
Good idea. So far, seeing the design of this place, it definitely seems like this may be an exit, or maybe deeper inside into the facility. Let's see if this one opens.
All right. So you open that door, and you hear a shrill squeak as several large rats jump out and attempt to attack you.
Rodent! Many of them.
So please
Are
roll.
they larger than Earth ones?
Yes, these are rodents of unusual size.
Okay.
The rodents did disappear on my screen.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
There it goes. Okay.
So go ahead and roll initiative, please.
Where are you, initiative?
The main tab of your character sheet, pretty much right dead center.
Ah, there it is.
All right. So Eltok, you are up first.
Immediately I go with my since I had the staff weapon in my hand. The one that's closest to me, giant rat 1. I will take a blast at it.
Okay. So if you hold down Control and click on that, that'll let you target him.
Click.
And yep, there you go. And
Okay.
then if you go to your Actions tab, you can roll the attack. All right, that will hit. So go ahead and roll damage. All right. Wham! The
And
rat explodes, throwing
Ooh,
gore
look at the blood.
everywhere, and the remnants splatter up against the walls.
And then I will move here.
Okay.
Oxide 1's around the corner from you.
The second
Okay.
one.
Oh.
Is going to try and bite you. And misses. Oxide, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna target that one.
Okay.
And to shoot at it.
All right.
Hoping not to shoot all time.
Yeah, that probably would be
Uh,
a less than desirable outcome.
I have faith in you.
How does this game work? If I miss, would I actually end up shooting him?
No. I did
Okay.
not do that as a critical miss that you hit your allies.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Oh my god.
You did.
Well,
You
good
just
thing.
rolled. Okay, so you just rolled damage. You need to roll the attack
Oh.
first.
Sorry. Clicked the wrong thing. Okay, there.
Okay, so yes, you hit. You do 3 points of damage. All right.
Okay.
Is that everything for you?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here.
All right. So on the combat tracker, you can go ahead and advance the turn using that arrow down at the bottom, or just let me know and I can move it forward for you.
Combat tracker. I don't see that window.
Neither do
So
I.
under the tools section on the top right,
Uh-huh.
there's a set of crossed swords. Just click on
Yeah,
the
okay.
Ah, I see it now. Okay.
It's on the rack right now.
Yep. So you can get to there, and it will go ahead and dash itself up to you. Dull is going to target the rat. and take a shot with his divinity. Hey, Rat, you like Swiss cheese? Because you are Swiss cheese.
Nice.
Back
I
to
get
Elton.
blood splatter all over me.
He doesn't blow it too much all over the place. It's not like a Matok staff blast that actually explodes.
Okay. Okay.
I'll use the pointy end of my Matok staff and melee it.
Okay, melee it away. That hits. All right. So you go and take a swing and holler 4 as the rat goes flying down the hallway back towards the dining hall area and is dead.
Nice.
Is anybody injured?
No more so
No.
than they were a moment or two ago.
We have fought well. Let us see why these rats were enclosed in this room, this chamber.
There must be food source.
All right. So as you head in there, you see this is a large metal tube. Near one of the doors, you can see a lit up panel that has several symbols on it. Attack, you recognize these as the symbols of like -1, -2, -3, -4, all the way down to -9.
I relay that to Oxide, or what he's seeing. I have come across this before, but not in this type of situation, so I am not understanding why these negative numbers exist here.
Yeah, you've seen these panels before, but they usually are positive numbers indicating like distant from the bottom of the Hatak to the top where the Peltak is. These ones seem to be inverted.
So I
Would
walk away.
Oxide know? I mean, I assume it's because we're underground or like we're lower
Yeah,
than yeah.
it's probably
It's like the
indicating descent instead of ascent.
yeah. Looks like the elevator buttons back in base.
Ah, yes. And I look around to see if there is a ring, the transport ring circles anywhere indicated.
Nope, no ring gates.
Oh, but check.
Does this whole platform go lower?
I mean, you've ridden elevators on a talk before, so yeah, you would guess that that's probably what it is.
So it is an elevator.
Yep.
Can we push the buttons?
Which button you pushing?
None of them are lit up, right?
They are lit up.
Oh.
Looks like all of them are available.
Is there anything around us that indicates what level we're on?
The level 1 or the -1 is lit up brighter than the rest.
I click -2.
All right. So the doors slam shut, and you feel yourself being lowered further into the facility.
I believe this thing is still active as we are descending.
We're working our way down. Hey, I think this thing still works.
Pointing out the obvious, that's how Elflock does.
I mean, that's very on par for Teal'c too.
Can I try my radio and see if I can, like let Johnny know because he's standing out, I guess, on first floor entrance.
Yeah, it still seems to be working, but you can't get anything beyond kind of locally here.
Okay. I'll at least let him know that we're going down. There's like 9 floors.
Okay. So
Does it stop?
Yep, you stop at the second floor. Just need to move you guys to a new map.
Oh wow, I like maps. I'll get some water.
All right, sounds good. Okay. From the module. So you see, you certainly can.
To wait.
Not sure.
Great.
Line of sight stuff over.
I just see if we move, like you said, to do.
You're not seeing anything? Because of this, the
Wow for me.
yeah. A kind of control center.
We get the mindset.
Our Jaffa meant
We might have company.
supplied in several months, flooded out as from the bottom up. In the water, but it does not seem
It's as big as I believe they're like using. So the fearing. About certain as to how much water will. Water is.
As you going to sneak up on them.
Only
Dahl will
a
point
few
out
on this.
that, from what he can tell, the food means that for a while, if
Maybe I should go and try to.
Yeah, sounds good.
Gonna move up like right here. Just
so, are rather just one fix this. They snap around, grabbing their matok staffs, popping them open.
mine's is just like straight up, like he's not trying to indicate a offensive position.
They look at you. Reinforcements finally arrived. And do you have the supplies we need to repair the facility?
I believe your god is probably drowned down the low levels.
What? No, Tourette, she is eternal. She would. So go ahead and give me a persuasion check, charisma based at advantage.
Okay, persuasion here, switch to charisma and advantage. But
All right. They don't seem to believe you.
reinforcements have not come.
It is
Aren't
those
gods all knowing?
the gods are, but the Shova. They are the ones that are causing this. It is nothing more than a test from the gods.
If he indeed is a Shova, but in his actions, Apophy's fate has been sealed by death.
Lies. Make me another persuasion check at advantage, please.
Mhm. Damn it. There's one.
They suddenly realize, wait, he didn't seem to be like he was being straight up reinforcements to his queen to rescue her after we sent off a distress signal.
Hear me, brothers. I am a free Jaffa. I have no need for gods, for they are false. They are just like us, though they may have a bit more intelligence on certain aspects. That is the only difference. Though we are the powerhouse, the force that drives their mechanisms. So, as you see now that your facility is now being flooded with water from the river, explain to me this, and I and my team here, which you do not see, will help alleviate this problem.
All right, give me another persuasion check. I'll give this one to you at advantage as well.
Oh,
Very nice. So they seem to be kind of wavering, and after a few moments, Johnny pops on the radio and mentions that he's kind of routed some stuff in from upstairs, and if he's reading his sensors right, he tells you to point out one of the displays and tell the Jaffa to focus on that display.
my companion here, the one that is on the radio, has told me for that you guys should look at this display here. This is the one that you should be worrying about.
As you look at it, you realize it's a status display for a sarcophagus, and it is showing that it is toast.
As you
Seeing
can
that,
see here,
the Jaffa drop their staffs and begin wailing and screaming in confusion. A couple more come around the corner, and Dahl and Oxide quickly knock them out so that they don't cause problems while you deal with the other two or the other three. So with that, you guys managed to convince the Jaffa to join you with the heading it back to Pheonix base.
for now, my brethren, I will need your access codes in order for us to get a more better picture of what's going on inside this facility.
Johnny has already hacked through that.
Oh, he didn't know that, and now he knows.
He pulls up some status displays that show kind of a log that there's a pipe on the lowest floor that has burst for the facility to try and bring in water for their experiments. Because of this burst pipe, the pumps have been working at full capacity trying to push water back into the river, but the layers are slowly filling up. But he also is able to recover a good amount of research on the symbiotes that they were trying to use to create better Ashraks. Right?
Oh.
Is that what it is? Yes.
Yeah, the hunters, assassins.
Yeah. Ashraks and better Jaffa in general. So he is able to, after a bit, lock down the pipes coming into the facility, which basically ruins any experiments, but they're already ruined from the water anyway. And over the next couple of days, the pumps will be able to push the water back out into the river.
My brothers, come with me. We shall get you fed and out of this facility.
However, you guys are able to determine that potentially you could use this as a research base if you could get the leadership of the Alliance to agree with it.
And obviously, we would definitely want to get that sarcophagus out of here with her in it, so that we can do research. Would love to mess with it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Learning more about both the sarcophagus and a recently deceased female Gould symbiote would be something that they definitely want to do. But what we will do is we will go ahead and you guys get 2 mission points for what you've accomplished so far, as far as finding Tauret and stopping the water. Next go around, we can run the encounters for trying to decide what to do with the facility, potentially turning it into a synthetic protonin production facility and research hub.
That sounds awesome.
Nice.
Where would we put the mission points at on our sheet?
So the easiest way to do it is just modify one of your currencies. Since, gold, silver, copper, and all that is not really a big deal, I just usually go change one of those to MP, and then you can track how many you've got as we go along.
You said 2, right?
Yeah, you've gotten 2 of the 3 that you could for this episode, and it's just because we're kind of out of time because we got started later than usual. For doing the discussions with the ambassadors and stuff from the alliance to see what the disposal of the facility will be. Once you get that done, you'll probably get your third one as well.
Okay.
But yep.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, man.
No problem.
Thank you. Sorry for coming in late.
Hey,
I
no,
came in
it
late,
happens. I kind of figured that time change may have threw some people off. Was probably the bigger part of it.